Hello friends, my name is Dr. SUMEET and I welcome you all to my latest video series, Life Skills for Inner Transformation. Just to give you a brief idea about myself, I am a chemical engineer by profession and a gold medalist from Bombay University and done my master's in management from the University of Illinois, United States. And I am a doctorate in the science of NLP, which stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and it's the highest science of the human mind and human behavior. I, along with my wife, Dr. Lalita, are the founders of Utopia Learning, which is the L&D division of Isleworth Group of Companies. Isleworth Group was established way back in 1955, and we are primarily into water purification, wastewater treatment plants, IT, BPO, organic food products, health and wellness products, nutraceuticals, and I look after the export division. If you want to know more about Isleworth, please log on to www.isleworthtradelinks.com. Me and my wife have been conducting life skills workshops for several corporate companies since 1997 and have been successful in training over 400 corporate companies. To name a few, companies like Infosys, Tata Consultants, Wipro, Oracle, and also Mindtree, and over 20,000 individuals have done separately certification programs from us. Dr. Lalita is an advanced healer and has healed several patients suffering from psychosomatic disorders without any use of medicines. Thanks to these Corona holidays, I thought I would do something creative and useful by bringing out these videos where my entire life research of 25 years, I put it under one single umbrella for all of you to benefit. I have coined several interesting topics for the benefit of all, for the entire spectrum of the society. So whether you are a growing up child or a teenager, young adult, working professional, homemaker, or a working woman, senior manager, or even retired senior citizen. Topics like attitude will give you altitude, how to be an awesome parent, teenagers, teenagers, women of worth, how to have good relationships, how to be a successful entrepreneur, how to be successful in direct marketing company. We do online counseling for those who need help, and we have CDs on NLP and Six Sigma where you can see these CDs and you can pass an exam online and get certification. We are also shortly starting webinars and online training programs. Please do not see these videos casually, preferably on a laptop with a family and a TV with a notebook so that you can make the points and later discuss and introspect with your family members. I hope you will like these videos. Please do put your valuable feedbacks and likes and subscribe this channel as a lot of interesting things are going to come in the next few days. Today, friends, we are going to discuss something very important, and that is how to heal diabetes naturally without any medicine. So let us look into this, something which is a very important topic. Mark Twain once said, doctors prescribe medicines which they hardly know of to patients whom they don't even care to know. The biggest businesses in this world are oil, which is $2,000 billion per annum, pharmaceutical, which is $1,500 per annum, internet, which is $1,200 billion per annum. Let us look at this organ, our pancreas. Our pancreas is a very unique organ and it is the least understood organ also. If you look at very carefully at the right side of the bigger picture, this organ pancreas is just placed behind our stomach and it has got two functions which we are going to see in the next slide. And inside the pancreas there are islets of Langerhans, which primarily is the most important aspect of pancreas to release insulin. On the right side you see those blue color marble type things. These are called as, there are three cells in the pancreas which very few people know. Those are called as alpha cells, beta cells, and the delta cells. We'll understand the functions of each. So as I just now told you, the pancreas is an organ which has organ of the digestive system and also the endocrine system. It has got dual function. It also acts like an endocrine gland and also a digestive exocrine gland. As an endocrine gland, it functions mostly to regulate the blood sugar, secreting the hormone insulin, glucagon, and somatostatin and pancreatic polypeptide. As a part of the digestive system, it secretes pancreatic juice into the duodenum through the pancreatic duct. Cells within the pancreas help to maintain the blood sugar level, which we call it as a homeostasis. Homeostasis is the absolute balance. The cells that are located within the pancreatic islets that are present throughout the pancreas. When blood sugar glucose levels are low, the alpha cells secrete the glucagon, which increases the blood glucose level. When the blood sugar levels are high, the beta cells secrete the insulin to decrease the glucose in the blood. Delta cells in the islet of Langerhans also secrete somatostatin, which decrease the release of insulin and glucose. So there should not be any increase in the insulin also. So that can also create hypoglycemia. Let us look at the statistics of diabetes worldwide. Worldwide, the number of adults with type 2 diabetes is expected to rise by more than a fifth from 406 million in 2018 to 511 million friends in 2030. Over half of them will be in these three countries, that is China, India, and the US. In India, about 51 million people suffer from diabetes, and this figure is likely to go up to 80 million by 2025, making it the diabetic capital of the world. Friends, Delhi alone has estimated 30 lakh people suffering from this disease. Again, these are old stats. I do not know the latest stats of 2020. So, what is diabetes? Let us understand what is diabetes. Diabetes is a chronic disease which occurs when pancreas does not produce enough insulin or when the body cannot effectively use the insulin it produces. This leads to an increased concentration of glucose in our blood, which is called as hyperglycemia. Type 1 diabetes earlier was known as insulin dependent or childhood onset diabetes. This is characterized by the lack of insulin production. The body does not produce any insulin, so they have to take an insulin injection every day. Type 2 diabetes, earlier known as non-insulin dependent or adult onset diabetes, is also caused by the body's ineffective use of insulin. It often results from excess body weight and physical inactivity, and generally it is due to your lifestyles, which we are going to examine a little later. Gestational diabetes is hyperglycemia. This is first recognized during pregnancy. It can lead to serious health issues for both the mother and the child. What are the symptoms of diabetes? How do you know that you are diabetic? First of all, you will have hyperventilation. Your breathing will be much faster. There will be unnecessary systemic weight loss will be there, unexplained weight loss. You will have lethargy, and your visions in the eye gets affected first in diabetes, which is the blurred vision you get, and your breath will not be good smelling, like it will have a smell of kind of an acetone, and a bad breath people will be having. Gastric issues they'll often have nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and urinary issues also. How do we diagnose diabetes? There are two ways to diagnose diabetes. One is by a simple glucometer, which we get nowadays, a digital one. You just take a drop of blood in the morning. So what is called as fasting sugar, and then after 2-3 hours, 2 hours, you can take what is called as postprandial. So preprandial or the fasting sugar, according to WHO, should be around 110. So if you lie in this bracket of 110, and after 2 hours of breakfast, if it comes to 140, then you are absolutely normal. You are not suffering from diabetes. Apart from the preprandial and postprandial test, friends, one of the most important tests is HbA1c, which is the hemoglobin test. This hemoglobin test basically gives the average of last 3 months. Last 3 months, how your sugar level has behaved, it happens. Sometimes the sugar things is actually tricky, because what happens is, let us say you have had a heavy dinner, or you have had some sweet previous night and other things. Definitely your fasting sugar will be more. And sometimes I have seen in some of the patients, the fasting sugar is high, but postprandial is low, which is something against the logic. So what happens is that this gives a confusing kind of a result. So it's better to go for HbA1c, because it gives you the accurate results. So what WHO says, less than 6 HbA1c, then you do not have any diabetes. But let us say your HbA1c is around 6 to 6.5, within 6.5, 6.4, then you are slightly on the borderline. And if your fasting sugar is above 126, and if your postprandial is about 200 and your HbA1c is 6.5, definitely you are suffering from diabetes mellitus. So friends, this is something very important. Diagnosis of diabetes has to be done, because it is one disease which will, a disorder which will weaken the other organs in the body, and what we say is the slow death of the body starts taking place. Complications due to diabetes. The major complications relate to the damage to the blood vessels. Diabetes doubles the risk of cardiovascular diseases, and about 75% of deaths in diabetes are due to coronary artery diseases. Other macrovascular diseases include stroke, peripheral artery disease. Other than that, the damage to the small blood vessels, which is to the eyes, kidneys, and nerves. Damage to the eye is known as diabetic retinopathy, is caused by the damage to the blood vessels in the retina of the eye and can result in a gradual vision loss and eventually blindness. Diabetes also increases the risk of glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye problems. It is recommended that diabetics must visit an eye doctor once in a year, friends. So apart from taking your normal HbA1c test and your daily test, you must also take once in a year an eye test, so that you are free from this diabetic retinopathy. How to reduce your sugar level? The first step is pre and postprandial sugar levels with HbA1c. Change your lifestyles and diet and have supplement, which we are going to discuss in detail in the next slide. What are the changes in lifestyle, friends, you have to do? Friends, it is very imperative that if you want to bring down your sugar levels immediately, go for 30 minutes walk, which is, they say, 1 mile a day and one apple a day keeps the doctor away. So if you just can walk, also brisk walking if you can do, no need to do any jogging. Just if you are young and if you are below 35, 40, then this thing jogging is advisable for you. But if you are plus 50, plus 55, too much of strenuous exercise is not advisable for you. Avoid sedentary activities. Don't just sit at one place. Learn to just walk around throughout the day, even in the office, so that instead of going by lifts, start using stairs. So that will actually give you, improve your metabolism. Do meditations, affirmations. I have discussed in my other videos about meditations, that how important it is for you to be calm. You can give some very positive affirmations to yourself, connected to diabetes, sugar level, and day by day, in every way, my sugar level is coming back to normal. So like that, if you give affirmation, or you can even visualize a glucometer and give this affirmation day by day, in every way, my sugar level is 110. So just visualize on a glucometer 110. It has a fantastic effect on your subconscious mind. So what happens is, when you give affirmation, a transformation happens with the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind reacts by by reducing the sugar levels on a subsequent level. Pray and have faith in Almighty. It's very important to pray, friends. And when you pray to God, don't just pray and keep on bugging God by asking things to the God. Instead of that, just pray and just thank God for all what He has given to you. Thank Him for giving you education. Thank Him for giving you a good health. Thank you for giving. So like that, when you thank the Lord, the Lord gives you more. So there's a scientific way of praying also. Don't keep on bugging God by, instead. So from bugging, you turn into hugging. So when you hug God, the paradigm is different. Do not take unnecessary tensions. Diabetic people are slightly hyper in nature. So what happens is that they very easily get into conflicts and fights with people. So unnecessary tensions don't take in life, which is not required. Be calm. Plan your finances. It is very important that your finances should be in place. You should have a secured life. If you need any guidance, take from some friends and senior people. Do yoga for diabetics. Friends, there are specific asanas for diabetes people having type 1 or type 2 type of diabetes. There are specific asanas which help to the pancreas to release this insulin, and that is how you can improve your sugar levels, by going into certain asanas which will help you in bringing down the sugar level. Changes in diet, we are going to look into it. Remove all whites from your life. Whites means white sugar, white rice, white atta, white maida. Just remove it from your life and replace it by brown rice, brown sugar, jaggery, Take stevia or sugar-free natura. Alcohol only once in a week. And if you are taking, it's preferable to take things like whiskey or this thing, but do not take too much of wine or rum in it. But wine has other health benefits. You can have it once in a way, but alcohol you must restrict it to once in a week only. Take millets instead of rice, which we are going to discuss later. In fact, there are plenty of millets available now, and it's a new discovery. Last 2 3 years, they have become extremely famous. We have finger millet, little millet, brown top millet. So many millets are there nowadays available in most of the shops. They are the advantage of millets is that they, first of all, they have a very low glucemic, glucemic GI index, what we call. The GI index is quite low, and it is less than 40. So it helps basically the sugar level to come down. So replace all your rice, white rice especially, with millets. Instead of taking rice, take more of millets every day or once in 2 days. Eat a lot of salads, very important. Having salads and fruits in your diet. Avoid all fish drinks like cola is absolutely no. Sweet dish just for taste, in the sense it should be not that you can take chocolates. Brown chocolates are permitted for diabetic people, and there are some with the low sugar level which are there that has a different effect. You can take chocolate, but not too much. Again, maybe just one slice is more than sufficient. Herbs useful in bringing down sugar control. Here, friends, I wanted to mention there are a lot of natural herbs which are available, like fenugreek, cinnamon, one of the spices, milk thistle. Milk thistle is also called technically silberine, berberine, gurmur. Gurmur is a Hindi word for Gymgymna sylvestra. Gymgymna sylvestra is a wonderful herb. Friends, it has got a very specific action on the human body. What happens with diabetic people have a craving for sugar. They have a craving for eating sweets. So for that, what happens is gymgymna leaves can be just chewed, and they are nice to chew also. Instead of chewing gum, you can use gymgymna sylvestra leaves and just chew it throughout the day. It removes the craving for the sweet. So you will in fact start giving away sweets. You will start hating sweets. You will not take sweets at all. So this is a very specific herb which helps you in keeping reducing the craving for sugar. Then we have Phyllanthus phylum husk, which is also called as isabgol. Isabgol has a dual function. It helps your bowel movement to improve. It makes your bowel movement little bulk, and also helps you to bring down your sugar level. Ginseng and ginger. Ginseng is very good for your overall vitality. Ginger also you can have it in your tea, coffee every day instead of putting other things. Bitter melon, that is Karela, is also very. It's a time known thing for reducing your sugar level. Tinospora cordifilia, bilberry extract. Eugenia jambola is nothing but jamun. Jamun nowadays juices are available. Karela juices are also available. These, if you include it in your diet almost every day. Apart from that, even wheatgrass, friends, is very, very useful. If you can get nowadays organic wheatgrass powder is available, which you take in the morning just before breakfast. If you take it 1 hour before, it has wonderful effect in bringing down your postprandial sugar. And also tulsi and turmeric. Nowadays, friends, tulsi arak is available. That is a concentrate of the tulsi. You take just 1 teaspoon of that, and you take turmeric every day in the milk at night. If you put it in the milk, turmeric is both, it acts like an antiseptic properties, and it helps in also building up your immunity. Especially tulsi and turmeric are recommended for corona patients who are suffering from corona for their early recovery, and also for prevention. If you take tulsi and turmeric on a regular basis along with ginger, it is almost impossible to get corona, friends, because your immunity system will be very, very high. So please understand that. Then we come to how these herbs work. First of all, they are 100% natural. They help to regenerate the beta cells in the islet of Langerhans. The beta cells, which you saw in the previous slides, are helpful to release the insulin. So it basically regenerates the beta cells, because beta cells, they forget their program after some time. They don't know what to do. So it reminds the beta cells, helps to increase the uptake of glucose by the liver cells. See what happens, friends, why sometimes some people have high sugar level in the mornings, because the liver also does not efficiently store the glucose. Any excess glucose is supposed to be stored by the liver. Why? Because it has to release the excess glucose only when you require. For example, you need the energy while running, or this thing, whenever any exertion is there, you need any glucose to be, so that it can be quickly you get the energy levels from glucose, but the liver cells also forget their program, so they don't absorb excess glucose in the body. So it helps to remind the glucose, the liver cells, so that your uptake of glucose is there by the liver cell. It exerts a insulin-like action, helps to regenerate the lipid system, helps to in preventing microvascular damage, helps in preventing diabetic retinopathy, helps in also preventing oxidation damage. It's based on Ayurvedic formula, 100% natural and organic herb, no side effect at all. Friends, India has been basically an Ayurvedic country. Right from the time of the first civilization in India was found 12,000 years back. So we have a legacy of 12,000 years, and 10,000 BC was where the humanity came into being, in at least in India. And India has always used Ayurveda in the ancient times, where there were no medicines, nothing available. So they used to totally depend on the nature, and from nature only they used to find out the results. And in fact, diabetes, friends, was discovered in India by Chanakya. Chanakya found that some of the people who go to the toilet, the ants are more in that particular their toilet. So he started wondering, how come ants are coming? Ants are automatically attracted to sugar. So when he went little deep, he found that those people are suffering from diabetes. In Sanskrit, it is called as madhumaya. So people who suffer from excess sugar were madhumaya. So he came out with simple concoction like neem, tulsi, turmeric, and like these kind of things he used to make and give it to the people, and automatically the sugar levels used to come within level at that time itself. Non-diabetics can also have herbs. Herbs is not just for sugar control, but they have magical properties. It helps over metabolism, immunity boost, weight management, anti-cancer properties, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, digestive cure, liver protection. It helps to strengthen the liver. Liver gets weakened due to unnecessary tensions, and also due to intake of excess alcohol. Any alcohol taken weakens the liver. Men health support also, anti-cough and cold and antidepressants. So even non-diabetics can safely have herbal capsules. Friends, herbs can be taken in different types. There is a herb as it is. Those are things which can be taken, or in powder form. There are herbs which are available in powder form. You can just crush it, and then you can make, and you can put it in your food or tea and other things you can make. But the simplest way of using the herbs is by making extract out of it. Extract is the absolute concentrate of the herb. So it is like 100 times more powerful than the normal herbs. The normal herb will be 1, so extract will be 1:100. So when you take herbal extracts of all the herbs which we discussed, the effect is much more powerful and very, very fast, because it gets absorbed by the body quickly. The more absorption is there, the faster the absorption is there, the faster the cure is there. As I told you, these are very effective in keeping your sugar level down. Other reasons of having diabetes. So we saw that sometimes people, due to their bad eating habits, bad lifestyles, and bad habits, they get diabetes, which especially the type 2 type of diabetes. But there are other reasons also for having diabetes. One is hereditary, like suppose you come from a family where your grandfather, father, everybody had diabetes, you have to be all the more careful. Lack of sleep. Nowadays people are not sleeping because of stress factors. Lack of sleep also puts all your organs into malfunction. So what happens is the hormone releases which have to take place when you which happens only when you're calm. Only if you're calm and you are asleep in delta stage of mind, then only the hormones are released in the body. But all the time, if you're under stress and you do not sleep properly, definitely you will produce diabetes for you. Stress factors, side effects of medicine. Suppose you're taking treatment for something else, and so those medicines have had effect on the pancreas. Automatically, the beta cells and alpha cells, they go for a sleep, and that's how you get diabetes. There are people in fact, in our holistic healing, in my other video of holistic healing, I have mentioned that your chakra, which is your Manipura chakra, if it gets blocked, it blocks your entire digestive system. For example, your stomach, your liver, your this thing, duodenum, everything gets affected along with the pancreas. So your solar plexus, the Manipura chakra, if it is blocked, it gets blocked due to insecurity and also due to money issues. If you too much worry about money and you have insecurity, any kind of insecurity in life, what people do, they start eating more. Like this comes from childhood, that when you're insecure, you start eating more, So one of the reasons people eat more is an insecurity in their life. Sedentary lifestyles, like morning to evening, they are only sitting at one place. Wherever they go only by car, and that is how guaranteed you will attract diabetes in your life. Negative emotions, we have dealt earlier. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Maya, Mada, Matsarya. If you have any of these negative emotions, definitely you are weakening your, not only your immune system, you are also weakening your pancreas. Pancreas is a very, very sensitive organ, friends. Like any little thing goes here and there, it will stop producing insulin. Hormonal issues, which we have discussed. Don'ts. What are the don'ts in your life? Don't have processed foods and canned foods. Very bad, because they have some preservatives which are not good for your body. Fish drinks like cola or sugary drinks. Have late night heavy night. I have seen some people, they take very late dinner. They take after 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, which is not at all advisable. You must finish your breakfast at least by between 9 and 10 o'clock. Your lunch you should finish between 1:30 to maximum 2:30. Your dinner, if you can have it as early like 7:30, 8 o'clock, nothing like it. In fact, in most of the foreign countries, they have their dinner as early as around 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock. And after dinner, they have something called a supper, where they eat something light after 9 o'clock and just before sleep. So the faster you eat your dinner, there are two, three advantages. Digestion is better, metabolism is better, your bowel movement is better, and you will get this thing. So eat your breakfast like a king, and you eat your lunch like a prince, and then you eat your dinner like a pauper. The smaller the dinner portions, it is good for you. Red meat and muttons and beef should also be reduced in your life, because this weaken the immunity system basically. Do not have high carbs, high calorie things like too much of white bread, pasta and pastries. You can have brown bread. If you want to replace the white breads, replace it with brown bread. High calorie alcohol like beer and even wine has a very high calorie. But wine has other health benefits. It helps to regenerate certain things. Oily snacks, and do not starve yourself. A lot of people, what they do to reduce sugar level and weight, they start starving themselves. When you starve, the body gets a different signal. It thinks that something is wrong, so it starts preserving the fat in the body. So, in fact, instead of having three big meals, you should have five smaller meals. Like you must have, or in between your breakfast and your lunch, you must have around 11, 11:30. You can take some cookies that are also sugar free. Cookies like millet cookies are there available with us, and these millet cookies will be extremely helpful in bringing down your sugar level. Similarly, between your dinner, lunch and your dinner or evening snacks, you can have your a very light kind of snacks, again around 4:30, with green tea or your black coffee. These will be helpful to bring down your sugar level. Main thing is diet, friends. The more control you have your diet, you have to be conscious about what you eat. The day you get consciousness, automatically sugar level comes. It's not very difficult. I was a diabetic, and I, in fact, I am using the word was, because I was more than the borderline, and I have purely brought it down by self control, by eating properly in time, and at the same time not leading too much of a sedentary life. I try to walk as much as possible. With that, your energy levels are also high. You should include in your diet all millets and millet products, friend. There are a lot of millet products also available, like I told you, millet cookies, millet atas, millet rava, millet upma. We have, in fact, my company makes under the brand name Pure Products. We make these products, and these are available online, offline also, where people can eat these products which are millet based, rather than that normal rava and normal maida based kind of things, which are very bad for diabetics. Proteins like eggs, nuts, lean chicken and fish. You must eat oats. Oats is very good for diabetic, because it very, very digestive, very high fiber. Phylum husk, I told you, it's also called as isabgol, also helps your bowel movement to be better. Fresh vegetable juice and fresh fruits in the breakfast. In fact, friends, juices are very good for diabetic people. You can make every day on your own. It is very simple. Just cut any vegetable like cucumber, tomato, or carrot. Just make slices and just put it in a mixer. In just 5 minutes, it will be ready. And just put little salt and pepper and other things like that. They are very tasty and extremely helpful for sugar. If you just take maybe say 1 hour before the breakfast and other thing, you will see over next few days your sugar level will come down. These are the changes I have done in my life, and I have got fantastic results. Yogurt is very good to develop the probiotic bacteria in your small intestine. And what happens in large intestine, what happens is that probiotic bacteria is the one which actually does the final absorption of all the good things you eat. So whatever you eat does not matter, but how much you digest is what matters. The ultimate digestion is done by this probiotic bacteria in your large intestine. And so happens that the yogurt is very useful in keeping this flora and fauna of the probiotic bacteria alive in the large intestine. So have yogurt, but sugar free. You must ask for sugar free. Danone company is manufacturing this yogurt. You can always ask for that. And black coffee, green coffee, I have told you, green coffee is extremely good, not only for diabetics, but also to bring down your weight level. Eat often, I just now told you, have more meals rather than this. Also include coconut oil. Coconut oil has a marvelous effect in reducing the weight and also subsequently the sugar levels. There are some of the states in India, especially Kerala, they are using coconut oil for the cooking in most of the things. And there the existence of diabetes is very low. The research done by the thing is that they have very low this thing. There are some good spices also, which I mentioned: cinnamon, chili pepper, jalapeno, also help to reduce both sugar level as well as your weight issues. There's some additional information how to use acupressure. You see this particular thing, point H in between your toes. Just press this point just for 3 minutes each. And the side of your shin here, you can see, you can press that particular point. And here on your both your arms, you can just press this particular point for 3 minutes, and another one on here. So if you press any of these points, it so happens that your sugar level, those that bad energy, the negative energy is released from these acupressure points, and that's how the sugar level starts coming down. So this is also you can do on a daily basis for reducing your sugar level. Other therapies also which are useful in treating diabetes are Reiki. You can learn Reiki from first level up to second level. In fact, friends, when I became a Reiki master way back in 1997, the first thing we had in our institute, a lot of diabetic patients, and within a few months we treated almost 50 diabetic patients, and the sugar level started coming within control within 30 to 45 days. And there was a wonderful article, my first article written by Times of India. They came and interviewed me, and the first article was how to use Reiki to bring to cure your diabetes, to heal your diabetes. So like that, Reiki is again a very wonderful energy which helps you to regenerate the beta cells in the islet of Langerhans. So you need to understand, friend, that the genesis, that ultimately any therapy has to work on the uh, organ on the pancreas beta cells, alpha cells, and the delta cells. All three have to be in perfect balance. Reiki helps to remind the program or to the pancreas cells as well as the liver cells. Both get reminded. So Reiki is very powerful. Pranic healing is also very good, gives very almost instant results. Holographic healing, acupressure, which I just now mentioned. Homeopathy. Homeopathy, friends, is also one therapy which actually helps to strengthen our organ. Now, due to in this corona crisis, we have seen that some of the celebrities like Prince Charles has used homeopathy and also Ayurveda, primarily from originating from India, and he has become free of corona within 20 days. And he is telling everywhere that he is almost swearing by homeopathy and also by Ayurveda. And one of the doctors from India, only very famous Dr. Matthias, has helped him to come back to normal by almost curing corona because of using homeopathy and Ayurveda, which are Ayurveda has originated from India itself. So that's why in India, friends, we have the government body called the Ayush, AYUSH, which stands for Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, and Homeopathy. These are the absolute proven therapies which you can include in your life. Homeopathy is also very good for keeping your sugar level in this, because it strengthens the organ within. There's no point in, whereas in the English medicine, allopathic medicine, what happens is it just actually just keeps your sugar within control. Metformin is the famous medicine which is given for this thing, but it just, excess sugar it destroys, but it does not go to the root cause. Whereas these therapies go to the root cause, and after some time, in fact, if you're taking English medicine, you will have to reduce its dosage. Yoga, pranayama, I have already discussed about this. Panchakarma. Once in a year, friends, you must go to for Panchakarma, because if you go for Panchakarma, what happens is you feel absolutely light and very, very energetic, because Ayurvedic system is that they balance your koshas and your doshas in your body. All the koshas and doshas are balanced. Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Vata, Pitta, and Vata, Kapha. These are totally balanced in the body, and because of that, there is a tremendous relief to diabetic patients, and they give very good results, and you feel much lighter and much energetic. Ayurveda, also hypnosis and NLP is useful in that. In fact, what we do for diabetic patients, we use a combination of all these therapies. So what happens when people come and they this thing? So we also use hypnosis if they have some kind of emotional issues, for because of which they are eating more, or because of which they are having more sweets. So we remove the addiction of the sweets or alcohol or any kind of addictions they have, which is having an effect over their health. So we use both hypnosis and NLP, and we remove those kind of addiction. In our institute, IMCPT, Institute of Mind Control and Personal Transformation, we use Reiki, pranic healing, hypnosis, past life regression, NLP, acupressure, theta healing, magnified healing, holographic healing, backflower therapies. Backflower therapy is also a kind of a corollary to homeopathy, and they come like a kit, and they are extremely useful for any kind of emotional issues. For example, somebody gets very angry very fast and they have a very bad anger. So if you give them this backflower therapy, it's originating from different flowers. I think there are 32 or 36 types of backflowers which are there. And if you take it frequently in a day, 3-4 times in a day, lo and behold, within a month or so, your anger will just go away, friends. So friends, we have to take responsibility and take commitment. Without commitment, without responsibility, nothing happens in this world. No doctor can take your responsibility unless until you are committed to this thing. So you need to take self responsibility, you need to take this thing. Even during our corona era, friends, we have to be, now it's going to become part of our culture that we should have social distancing, wearing masks, using sanitizers, using hand wash will become now part of our culture. Till this vaccine is found for next after 1.5 years. Till then, you just can't take chances, friends. So what I'm telling you again and again, that most important thing is to take responsibility and be committed. You have to be committed to bring down your sugar level. Just like that, magic doesn't happen. Nobody can do magic in this world. Okay. Contact details. So friends, you want to contact me, apart from my educational qualification, friends, I'm also an author. I authored about 15 books. All are available on Amazon. Go to Amazon and type my name there in the books section, and you will get all my books. Most of them are on healing, management, NLP. Apart from my education, I'm also a Reiki Grandmaster, Advanced Holographic Healer, Hypnotist, Past Life Regressionist, Acupressurist, and I heal all psychosomatic disorder. The healing is done by my wife, which I told you she runs the institute called IMCPT. You can get in touch with me, my LinkedIn account, linkedin.com/ Dr. Sumeet Sharma, facebook.com Dr. Sumeet Sharma, www.imcpt.in. You can see for all our healing related things, all our corporate training programs. You can see in utopialearning.co.in. My Instagram handle is Sharma Dr. Sumeet. My WhatsApp number is 782911776, 0782911776. You can WhatsApp me in case you want to talk to me. Email, you can email me to utopialearnings@gmail.com. My Skype ID is iselworth.hk in case you're calling from some other country. I'm also available on Zoom, so you can even have a Zoom call with me, friends. So I hope you liked this video, and if you have liked it, please press the like button and also put your valuable feedbacks and comments. And I look forward to you to subscribe this channel. Thank you very much, and God bless each one of you.